Hey, it's Maximo and welcome to Maximo's Travels. Today it's my third and last day of my long weekend in Sydney. I start off with going to the Sydney Eye Tower. I get spectacular views of Sydney, Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Sydney Harbour from up here. I take a walk to Chinatown, then I head to Paddy's Market. I have a walk through the market, then head upstairs and have lunch at a Japanese Sushi Train Restaurant. I check out Japanese-inspired games at the Capitol Square building just near Chinatown. I ride one of Sydney's double-decker trains to the airport and catch my Virgin flight back to Melbourne. Join me. It's the third and last day of my Sydney 3-day long weekend. Joe's at a conference and I'm on my own. I decided to go to the Sydney Tower Eye. This is formerly known as the Centrepoint Tower. It was a short walk from my hotel. The tower is open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. most days and costs between $33 and $40 depending on the time of day and whether it's peak or off-peak. I made my way to the Centrepoint building and rode the escalators all the way to the ticket booth. Entry is timed, although there were no people whatsoever in the queue, and I was able to buy my tickets and whilst right into the lift area to catch a lift up to the observation deck. At 300 metres high, the tower is the tallest building in Sydney and it's the second highest observation tower in the whole of the Southern Hemisphere. The tower is fully enclosed and offers spectacular 360-degree views of Sydney and Sydney Harbour. It was quite a cloudy and hazy day, but considering the visibility was more than acceptable. Spent about an hour or so in the tower, including getting a coffee and a bite to eat. I then made my way to Chinatown. This is around about a 20-minute walk and about 1.3 kilometres. It's very different seeing it during the day than it was the previous night. My next stop was Paddy's Market. This is basically just across Hay Street from Chinatown. 1 or 2 minute walk at the most. I made my way up the escalator to the market. The market was first established in 1834 and the current old building was built in 1891. It's since been refurbished extensively. It's a fairly upscale market. There's lots of clothes shops, miscellaneous goods for sale. There's a modern light-filled atrium that was full of Christmas decorations at the time that we visited. On the ground floor there's a really nice food court and there's specialty restaurants on the top level as well. I had a good look around the top level here and I decided to have a sushi restaurant. It certainly took me back to all those sushi train restaurants that we visited whilst we were in Japan. I had a nice cold beer here and sampled some of the sushi. Although it wasn't anywhere near the quality of the sushi in Japan, the quality was quite good. I would recommend coming here for a nice refreshing ale and a bite of sushi to eat for lunch. short walk along Hay Street from Paddy's Market finds you in Capital Square and Technocity. This also reminded me of parts of Japan with the many arcade games and gachapons. Well worth to come here to have a look. I left the Capital Square building and continued towards my hotel. I was due to check out, but I did get distracted by one or two shops along the way. It's amazing some of the shops in Sydney that have sprung up over the last couple of years. It certainly has got an Asian feel to it. I guess I was staying right near Chinatown. I checked out of the hotel, made my way to Museum Station and took the train to the airport. It was mid-afternoon on a weeknight and it wasn't that busy. It didn't take me long to get to the airport. It was a breeze to check in and pretty soon I was seated in the plane for the ride back to Melbourne. As usual, fantastic views leaving Sydney, the fantastic view of the city and Sydney Harbour. I really have enjoyed my 3-day long weekend in Sydney, and that's the last video of the Sydney series. Look out next week for a special video. I hope you've liked this video. If so, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and hit that notify bell to be notified of my future videos. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying me a coffee. Until our next adventure and a special video next week, you take care and bye now.